Part D. Answer questions about a passage. Listen to a story followed by 3 questions about the story. Answer the questions with a few words or a short sentence.
Eva invited her friend Isabella to come over on a rainy afternoon so that their sons could play indoors together. After making tea, Eva and Isabella settled on a sofa for a chat. The 2 boys raced through the house, engaging in a game of chase. Isabella's son leaped onto the couch and the tea spilt over the white cushion. Eva hurried to fetch something to clean the spill. In response, Isabella exclaimed that vinegar is known to be effective against tea stains. However, when Eva applied the vinegar, it only made the stain worse, and it was stinky.
What was the reason behind Eva inviting Isabella over?
For their kids to play inside.
How did the tea end up spilling?
Isabella's son jumped on the couch and spilled it.
What did Isabella recommend using to address the tea stain?
Vinegar.
When Nathan first left his parents' home, he didn't know how to cook. At first, he just got takeout food for each meal. However, this became overly costly, so he made the decision that learning how to cook was necessary. On the first day, he intended to cook sausages for breakfast. He placed 3 sausages in the microwave and set it for 3 minutes. Out of nowhere, there was a loud explosion. For the next hour, Nathan cleaned pieces of sausage out of the microwave.
Why did Nathan order takeout food for every meal?
He didn't know how to cook.
What was the first thing Nathan chose to cook?
Sausages.
Why did Nathan need to clean the microwave?
Sausages blew up.
Kelly placed a picnic mat on the grass, enjoying the view of the beach. She felt at ease and content. Shortly after, a group of 5 or 6 teenagers put their chairs close to her and started playing loud music. Kelly was uncertain whether to leave or to request them to lower the volume. A few minutes later, the music suddenly stopped. Their speakers had run out of batteries. Kelly breathed a sigh of relief.
How did Kelly feel before the teenagers arrived?
Common content.
Why was Kelly irritated?
The teenagers played loud music near her.
What happened that made Kelly relaxed again?
The speakers ran out of batteries.
Austin had never cooked spicy ramen before, but he believed it wouldn't be too difficult as the recipe seemed simple. While adding the chili powder, the cap came off, and an excessive amount of the spice fell into the pan. He tried to scoop it out with a spoon, but most of it remained in the dish. He was aware that it would be overly spicy, but still served it to his roommates anyway, saying that there was a surprise flavor in there, and he offered a prize to whoever could guess it. His roommates started slurping the spicy ramen, and they pretended that their mouths weren't burning. Onion, guessed one roommate for the mystery ingredient.
What occurred during Austin's cooking?
Too much chili powder fell in.
For whom was Austin cooking?
His roommates.
How did his roommates react to the spiciness of the ramen?
They pretended it wasn't spicy.
Kevin visited the store to pick up the photos he purchased online. The staff informed him that his order was ready, so he made the payment and brought the photos home. Upon arriving, he opened the packet only to discover that there were no images. The papers were all blank. He phoned the shop, but there was no answer. Kevin returned to the store angrily to request for reprints of his photos.
What did Kevin purchase online?
Photos.
What issue did he encounter with his purchase?
The photos were blank.
Why did Kevin decide to go back to the store?
To request reprints of his photos.
Sophia felt like a coffee, and it was her turn to buy beverages for everyone in the office. She used the lift down to the ground floor and went straight to the nearest coffee shop. There was a long line, but she eventually got her order of 5 drinks. Upon returning to her office building, the lift was out of order, so she climbed 4 flights of stairs. Suddenly, she tripped upon entering the office door. All the drinks spilled on the floor and everyone paused. They were all in shock, knowing that it was too late to help her.
Why did Sophia have to get everyone a drink?
It was her turn to buy drinks.
Why did she take the stairs on her way back to the office?
The lift was broken.
Why did none of them receive their drink?
She tripped and spilled the drinks.
Maria's new workplace was 9 kilometers from her residence, so she wasn't certain about her transportation to work. Since she doesn't have a car, and there were no available buses in the vicinity, she opted to buy a bicycle. She believes it is a fantastic idea because it's not expensive and has health benefits. However, on a particularly windy and rainy day, she thought cycling is not a great idea to get to work daily.
What was Maria's problem?
She wasn't sure how to get to work.
How did she choose her daily means of commuting to work?
She chose to commute by bicycle.
What made her change her mind?
A windy and rainy day made her change her mind.
Dave wasn't in good health. His mother was concerned that he might be suffering from a severe illness, so she brought him to consult with a physician. The doctor conducted an examination and performed some tests. The doctor asked what he ate that day. Dave shared about the chocolate cake he had consumed while his mother was at work. His mother scolded him during the entire journey back home, after settling the expensive bill.
Why did Dave's mother bring him to the doctor?
Dave might have a severe illness.
What actions did the doctor take?
The doctor examined Dave, did some tests, and asked what he ate that day.
What was the cause of Dave's mother's displeasure?
Dave ate chocolate cake while she was at work.
Kendra's parents threw a dinner party to celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary this Sunday. Kendra compiled a slideshow of videos of her parents' memorable married life. The video was displayed on 2 large TV screens on either side of the party room. In the middle of the video presentation, Kendra discovered that one of the screens was turned off. Her father's cat had chewed through the TV cable, so unfortunately it couldn't be repaired.
How long have Kendra's parents been married?
"25 years.
What did Kendra create for the celebration?
Videos of her parents' memorable married life.
Why was one of the screens blank?
Her father's cat chewed the TV cable.
Ben and Jessie had a very busy day working in the computer repair shop. It was always the same situation in December. Customers shop for new computers in the Christmas sales, but struggle with setting them up. Ben and Jessie spend most of their time guiding people on how to install software and troubleshoot while their supervisor gets agitated with the backlog of repair tickets. It's tiring.
Where do Ben and Jessie work?
They work in a computer repair shop.
Why is December a busy time for Ben and Jessie?
Because of the Christmas sales.
What are customers typically seeking assistance with?
How to install software and troubleshooting issues.
Adam's aunt was well-meaning, but she never failed to buy him a colorful patterned shirt for his birthday. He always acted as if he likes them so as not to offend her. But in truth, he found them to be suited to a much older man than he was. He never really tried them on and just kept them in his closet. A few years passed, and all of a sudden, the fashion trends brought colorful patterns back as something very fashionable to wear. He was overjoyed that he could finally wear the shirts.
Who gave the shirts to Adam?
Adam's aunt.
How did he feel regarding the shirts?
The shirts were suited to an older man.
Why was Adam overjoyed in the end?
He could finally wear the shirts.
Mel was not impressed with her new hairdresser, Mark. He was recommended by a co-worker who always had smooth, perfectly cut hair. Mel was hoping that Mark could work his magic on her long, wavy hair, but she was not happy with the haircut. When she returned home, she noticed in the mirror that her hair on one side of her head was longer than the other. She quickly contacted Mark, who offered to fix her hair free of charge. But Mel won't be visiting that salon again in the future.
What does Mel admire about her co-worker's hair?
Her coworker's smooth and perfectly cut hair.
What kind of hair does Mel have?
Mel has long, wavy hair.
What was the issue with Mel's hair after Mark cut it?
One side was longer than the other.
Last night was Eddie's 16th birthday party and celebrated with his entire circle of friends and relatives. He had been hinting for days to his parents that he wishes to have a surfboard. One of his pals was a surfing instructor, and she had made a promise to give him free training as a birthday gift if he got his own board. During the party, Eddie's parents brought out a huge gift box and Eddie eagerly tore it open. But he was puzzled. Inside was a snowboard. His parents had completely misinterpreted his wishes and purchased the wrong type of board.
What did Eddie wish for his birthday?
He wished for a surfboard.
What did Eddie's friend promise to give him as a present?
Free training.
What did Eddie's parents mistakenly purchase for him as a present?
They got him a snowboard.
Sarah had never baked a cake before, but she thought it would be a simple task as the recipe didn't look too complicated. While she was adding vanilla extract, the bottle accidentally tipped over, and a whole lot of vanilla went into the batter. She tried to take it out with a spoon, but most of it was left in the mixture. She knew that the taste would be overpowering, but served it to her visitors anyway, saying that there was a surprise flavor in there, and whoever could guess it would win a prize. Her visitors started tasting the cake, and they pretended that the taste was not overpowering. And guessed one visitor for the mystery ingredient.
What happened while Sarah was baking?
She accidentally added too much vanilla.
Who was Sarah baking the cake for?
Her visitors.
How did her visitors respond to the unusual taste of the cake?
They pretended the cake was not bad.